Hello, my dear friends. Very nice to meet you again. Welcome to a new revision video. In this video, we're going to have a quick look on the 5 units that were set for the second semester of Time for English curriculum. We'll start with Unit 6. As usual, each unit has 4 lessons. The first one is the conversation time. This lesson, we have a conversation between 2 or more people, and we learn some new expressions to use them in our daily life. As you see here in the pictures, the conversation mainly is between Mona and Kareem, and at the last picture, Miss Nadia appears. Mona and Kareem are in the music room. The Kareem is helping Mr. Khalid to get ready for the school concert, and then you have 1 minute to reread this conversation. Okay, let's move. The second lesson is the word time. In this lesson, we learned some new words. All the new words here were related to music instruments. They were mainly the names of music instruments: tuba, flute, cymbals, drums, xylophone, electric keyboard, harp, cello, recorder, trumpet. You can look at these numbers to see how each of them looks. Now, the main lesson is the focus time, the third lesson. It's about grammar rules that we have to learn. In this lesson, we have learned to use adverbs of manner. Adverbs of manner show the way an action is done. They tell us how someone does something. There are 2 types of adverbs of manner. The most common type of them is the regular one. We form any adverb of manner of the regular type by adding ly to the end of the adjective. But notice something here. When we use an adverb, we mainly describe the verb. We describe how an action is done, how the subject does the action. We do not describe the subject or the doer of the verb himself or herself or itself. So when I say Ali is a good swimmer, in this sentence I describe Ali himself. But when I say Ali describes well, which is the adverb of God, here I describe the way he swims. So when we describe something that is done in a bad way, we can use badly, quietly, loudly, quickly, slowly, happily, sadly. But you have to be careful with adverbs because some of them are irregular, like will, which is based on the adjective good. Some of them are the same word as an adjective or as an adverb, like hard, hard, fast, fast, late, late, and so on. So you have to know the type of the adverb in order to use them correctly. It's practice time. We will use the same form as this example. How did plus the subject, and this word will be changed every time. Play, and then the name of one of the musical instruments, and then we answer the question using an adverb at the end of it. For example, we have the subject she, and the instrument is the xylophone, and the answer will be happily. So the question is, how did she, instead of he here, play the xylophone, not the recorder. Let's follow the same structure for answering. She, instead of he again, played the, not the recorder, the xylophone, and the adverb here is happily. Again, how did you play the drums? How did, instead of he, I will add you, play the drums. I, instead of he, played the drums quickly. And how did he play the harp? So the answer is gonna be, he played the harp sadly. How did he play the electric keyboard? He played the electric keyboard slowly. How did you play cymbals? Here we have two people, so the answer will start with we, not I, because you here refers to plural. We played the cymbals loudly. How did she play the trumpet? She played the trumpet badly. How did they play the flute? They played the flute well. Well, the irregular adverb. Don't forget about it. How did she play the cello? She played the cello quietly. And for the fourth lesson, the reading time, we read a text about a certain topic. In this lesson, we learn some new vocabularies like performance, second, play as a noun. Play refers to a show performed on stage. Chorus, which refers to a group of people sing together. Soloist, soloist refers to a person who sings or plays music by him or herself. Last, perform. To perform means to do. Hat, which is an expression when I say that something is the hat, that means it's the most successful or the most enjoyable. Orchestra is a word that refers to a group of people who play together, play music together. The last one is chorus, I think. Okay, so this is an article entitled Cairo Students Give Their Spring Performance by Rani Adli. Now you can pause this video to read the lesson, or you can use your school students box to read it. Let's answer the questions here, exercise C. When was the performance that was mentioned in the text? And it was last night. Who sang songs? As I said, the chorus. The chorus refers to a group of people. What did the orchestra perform? The orchestra is a group of people who play music together. So they performed music by Bach and Beethoven, two of the greatest musicians in history. What kind of party did the school have? The school had a pizza party at Grandpa Ali's. Let's move to another page. Let's answer exercise C here. When space the performance, of course I'm going to use was, because to use one of the other verbs, there must be a main verb. So when was the performance? I play the piano loudly every day. Every day refers to the present simple tense, so I'm gonna use play in the base form without the final s, because I is not one of the third person singular pronouns. The students at Cairo School gave their spring space last night. Yep, spring performance. What space or party did you have? This question asks about the kind or the type of party. What kind? Please space your papers from 1 to 5. Yeah, please number. This is an imperative and order. When we form the imperative sentences, we start with the main verb. We start with the infinitive form of the main verb. Okay, now we will move to Unit 7, which was entitled Zoo Animals Escape. And as usual, we'll start with the conversation time, which was between Ahmed and the operator, the emergency service operator. And as if you remember, the story of the conversation was that Ahmed and his sister, his little sister, were at home while their parents were at the cinema. Ahmed was taking care of his little sister, and suddenly he saw something in his garden. It looked like a wild animal, as you see here in the second picture. So immediately he called 122, the emergency service number in Egypt. The operator asked Ahmed some questions about his name, where he lived. Then she asked him to stay calm, not to do anything. She would send an officer, and when the officer reached Ahmed's house, they all found out that it was his sister's dog. There was no wild animal. So, check it again. Let's move to the second lesson, which is, as usual, the word time. The word time this time was the names of some of the zoo animals and birds: tiger, eagle, panda, bear, kangaroo, parrot, deer, camel, lion, giraffe. Now, let's move to the third lesson, the focus time. In this lesson, we learned how to use the past continuous tense linked by the linker when with the past simple tense to show an action that was in progress, was happening when it was interrupted or stopped by another action. So the long action or the progressive action comes in the past continuous tense, while the interrupting action or the sudden action comes in the past simple with the second form or the past simple form of the verb. Here is the form that we're going to follow. What, where for plurals, was for singulars, doing, when, the, and here we add the name of an animal. We have 4 verbs for these animals. For fast animals, we're going to use ran. Heavy animals, walked. Birds, flew. And for the kangaroo, we're going to use hopped, the past form, of course. And then we answer any plural form with were, then a singular form with was, and then the ing form of the verb that was happening when the interruption happened. For example, I'm going to ask about you. What were you doing when the deer ran by? And the answer, you here refers to one person. I was talking on the phone. Again, he is a singular form. So what was he doing when the panda walked by? He was taking a nap. And you for referring for 2 people. What were you doing when the tiger ran by? We, not was, not I. We were watching TV. 4. What was she doing when the kangaroo hopped by? She was taking out the rubbish. What were they doing when the lion walked by? They were feeding the birds. What was he doing when the parrot flew by? He was reading a newspaper. What was it doing when the eagle flew by? It was climbing a tree. Talking about the cat. What was he doing when the camel walked by? He was washing the car, as you see in the pictures. Let's move. Here is the fourth lesson. Reading time. It was about the pandas. It was an advert about uh, marketing or welcoming people to Cairo Zoo's giant pandas home. In this lesson, we learned some facts about pandas. They are endangered, how much they weigh when they are uh, newborn or when they are adults, and what they eat, where they originally live, and how many pandas are alive, and so on. All these facts were mentioned uh, in this lesson. Giant means very big, equals huge. About, not specific here. About is an adverb, means nearly. Weigh, the verb, how much uh, or how much something is. Hibernate, this is a verb, show means that some animals or insects sleep uh, during the winter. Around, again, it means nearly. Facts, facts means scientific facts or general truth, something that is always true. Born, the past form of the verb bear, which means to give a new baby. Bamboo, bamboo is a kind of grass which is eaten by pandas. It's the main type of food that pandas eat. Endangered, when a specific species of animals is endangered, that means they may disappear forever, like dinosaurs. Dinosaurs were endangered, and then uh, they became extinct. Alive means not dead. So, how much do adult giant pandas weigh? Giant pandas. And here we ask about adult ones. They weigh um, from 80 to sorry from 80 to 125 kilos. An adult panda weighs from 80 to 125 kilos. What do giant pandas eat? Of course, they eat bamboo. Why don't giant pandas hibernate? And this is a very important question because they have to eat from 8 to 16 kilos of bamboo every day. They spend or they eat for 12 to 16 hours daily. How many giant pandas are alive today? Around 700 to 1000 pandas are alive. Now, again, here is an example of the question that was mentioned before in lesson 3. What were you doing when the bear walked by? Of course, you will change were you into I am or we are according to the number of people you refer to. For example, I was watching TV and then when the bear walked by. For exercise number 3, do you ever feed the birds? This is a yes or no question because it starts with do, so I'm gonna say yes, I do. Someone else may say no, I don't. What's your favorite animal? For me, it's the panda. Why? Because it's cute. What were you doing at 6 last night? You the past continuous. I was or we were maybe having lunch. Again, what were you doing at 8 o'clock this morning? Let's imagine this is a school day. We were having an English session. Now, we've reached the end of this session. Uh, During this video, we had a quick look on what we've studied in units 6 and 7. And each unit, the 2 units have to be checked accurately. And there is a test on our platform, Classera platform. Check your accounts and please answer this test. Don't miss it. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. Goodbye.